And good evening, everyone. How you doing this evening?
Hello.
Hi, Lori. How you doing this evening? The first one in besides Molly and myself. How are you doing tonight? Decided to go ahead and make a makeup live from last Wednesday because, as you read in the title, the contractor killed my internet, and along with a lot of people. So tonight's focus is going to be on the
Who's that?
calling 811 for blue stake, which means the contractors will come, or the locators will come out and locate utilities, so you can dig them up by hand, and then you can continue your trenching outside those parameters. Well, I'll go over here in a bit. So I might as well just turn this lemon into lemonades. Probably the lack of iron. Can you still see the veins are green and in between the veins are yellow? Or is the whole leaf turning yellow? Hi, Grace. How you doing?
Hello, Grace.
Yeah, we're just getting settled in here and finding out who's all going to make it tonight because it's a pop-up live. People know I was going to at least try and get in here at least one night this week. There's a product out there called Ironite. You can pick that up at any large box store or nursery. It's going to be in the granular form, and as the label directs, go ahead and sprinkle it onto the ground around your garden. You might want to add some other little micronutrients too, as well as you're doing it. Water in thoroughly. Do not get the ironite on your sidewalk. And water, it will stain the sidewalk. Anything you do not want stained, do not put it on there, or you can use a blower to blow it off. And same thing with most fertilizers. Yeah, ours are doing somewhat well this year, a lot better than last year. Last year, we did not get nothing, not one tomato. They would bloom, and then the blooms would fall off. And let's see, so we got 5 in right now. I'll just figure it out. We'll just pass the time away until we get more people in here, and then we'll go and we'll discuss the
Blue stick.
the topic of the night, and I'll also explain kind of what happened. I am getting this second hand. Yeah, the only thing you can do with the deer is kind of scare them off. You can usually use a firecracker or something to make a loud pop noise. Or on the edge of the garden, you can plant some sacrificial plants for the native wildlife. And that does not mean killing the animals. That means giving the animals something to eat away from your garden. And let's see. Anybody else have any more questions? Yeah. Yeah, since I have retired from Public Works, I'm going to actually go over 811 or blue staking. Every state has it. You can actually go on to Google search, type in 811 and your state of where you're at. It'll give you prompts on how you can do your blue stake. You can either call it in or you can do it over the internet, but at least read what you need before you actually call. I would vote for the sacrificial plants. Yeah, that's the plants for the wildlife, so they can have their food out there and not eat yours. And those plants will usually give you your first warnings of what's actually going on. Hi, Cecilia. How you doing today?
Hi, Cecilia. Glad you can make it.
Yeah. And let's see. We'll wait for several more people to come in. So does anybody here in the chat so far know what blue staking is? Or utility locators. I know a lot of people have seen them out there with the little devices out there on the edge of the road looking for something. And I'll explain that too as well on how that works. Like I said, sometimes it's common sense, sometimes it's not. Yeah, call 811. That's the number you call before you dial 911. That's a joke for anybody out there. Yes, correct. I don't know exactly how it works in Canada, Cecilia, so I'm going to admit that one there. That process might be a little bit different. I know. They should know that. Yeah, even out here in the sticks, you still got to call it because you don't know what is underground. I've had my property blue staked several times, and I still keep getting no conflict. But I still call every time I'm going to be doing a large amount of dirt work. If I'm going to be using a piece of equipment. It's so easy to dig here. I don't have to have, a pick or anything else like that to try and dig anything up. It's pretty soft here. Oh yeah, I see. Oh yeah, water lines, communications,
Power.
sewer lines, power, gas, and I'll go over some of the oopses of what has happened that I have seen in the past. Some of them did make headlines a number of years ago, which actually got everybody's attention to go ahead and make sure you call before you dig. And the question is, how do you know if it's an old utility that's been abandoned or not? But always treat it as, yes, it is not abandoned.
It's live.
Unless it has been confirmed. Hey, PHW, how you doing? Yes, we're going to be talking about 811 today. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't able to go live last Wednesday. I couldn't even get messages out. My phone kept them in queue until we got internet back, and then it actually sent all my stuff out about 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. Is when we got our internet back. And so we lost it around about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and we didn't get it back until about 12 hours later. So I'm going to go over the information, what I know of what happened. And of course, in a small town, news travels fast.
Yes.
Even without the internet. Yes, I am doing great, and I hope you are too. Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to go over the penalties of the if what happens if you don't get a blue stake and you do cause damage, because those fines are very considerable. Yes, I have done it myself too, because they were not marked accurately. like I said, it's hard to actually pick up a fiber optic. It's real hard to locate them. Oh yeah, it does. It even costs the operator too, by the way, because they should know better. I don't know which company it was. All I know is it involved a piece of equipment and severing a trunk line. Well, I figure we get started here in about another, what time is it now? Probably about another 5-6 minutes. Then we'll go over it. I did pull up some website, a website. Unfortunately, the one that came up, I use Indiana as a example, and I also have the color coding so people know what colors mean what, and what colors that they need to put out for the locators when they show up to that piece of property. Let's see. Because I don't know exactly how much everybody knows. I mean, it is.
Some people don't.
Some
Have
people
never
just
been
don't.
explained to.
They've never been explained to it. I don't know the percentage of the um, uh, the population that does not know about calling 811.
Right?
But hopefully tonight I'll be able to answer some questions. Hopefully people will watch the video a little bit later on and kind of get an idea of why we need to call. And what happens when you do hit one, either as marked or out of mark. You can still be digging it up by hand and you can still suffer it. Okay. Well, we'll be going over that, Cecilia, about the colors. Oh, that's okay. Like I said, I just started doing YouTube just a tad over a year ago, about maybe 14 months, 15 months. Oh, Cecilia wants to know, are you packing? She hears tape.
She hears tape.
She hears tape.
That's funny.
And
no, I'm scrapbooking.
She's scrapbooking, so she's
my sticker book.
She's doing her sticker book. So when she's opening up the cellophane off of the sticky back, that's the sound that you're hearing. Okay, I'm gonna go over this here with PNW. I am located here in Southeast Texas. This is where we moved to after I retired from Public Works out of Arizona. I worked for the city of Tempe. I worked there for almost 20 years, but I was in almost the same field for 33 years. Yeah, I mean, she's right here on the other side of the table for me.
I'm here.
Yeah. I'm actually using her
speaker
for me to talk over in case she needs to mute. Okay, so let's see. It is 8:15, so I might as well go ahead and get started. So let me go ahead and get my present, share screen, and we're going to go ahead and do this one here. And did that even come up? Okay, there we go. So, alrighty, let me get back over here to the screen because it's a little bit lagging over here for me. Alrighty, nope, that's the wrong one. Can I swap it here? Oh, I think I can. I didn't know I could swap from window to window on this. Let's see if it carries over to the video. Oh, it takes you back to your foreman days. Hey, AR Guns, how you doing tonight? Let's see. I don't think that's going to be switching over, so let me go back over here. StreamYard. Let me go here. Stop screen. Let me go back over here. And we want to do 5 steps here. That's the one I wanted. Okay, there we go. Wait for that to pop up on my other screen here. I'm actually using my tablet here on the side so I can see it on StreamYard as well to see where I'm at. Okay, this is going to be basically your 5 steps for digging, for actually safe digging here. You notice up here you have the homeowners. Okay, you got for the pros here, member utilities. I'm just using Indiana as an example because that was the first one I pulled up on the Google search. If you notice up here at the upper right hand corner, you'll see call 811 or you can dial 1-800-382-5544. Okay, that's going to bring up the state of Indiana. When you're doing a search in your state, you just put in there 811 and your state, and it'll actually come up to whatever state that you're in. You got your resources, you have your about, and then you have submit a ticket. Now, before you go and submit a ticket, we're going to go over the 5 steps here that you need to do before you call or you do this online. Okay, if you're planning to dig on your property, submitting a ticket within an exact home or calling 811 can help you avoid hitting underground utilities, keeping you and your neighborhood safe. Below are the 5 steps to follow when working with the Indiana 811 or your state to notify number of utility operators in your area of your intent to dig. If you have any questions or concerns during this process, don't hesitate to call 811, your state. Will be open 24/7 to take your phone call or receive your request online. Okay, you need to plan your project. Before you contact your state 811, you will need to know specific details about where you plan to dig, including your county, township, street address, and nearest intersection and location on the property. Okay, the reason why they need the nearest intersection for your street is so you can easily find where exactly you're at for the locators to show up and go to that location. And the location of your property. I'm going to go over that here in a few minutes. Okay, you also need a name, phone number of the person who will be doing the digging. We recommend you mark and design areas with a white paint or flags so the members of your utility operators will know where you plan to excavate. Okay. Use this for example. In the parks, we would actually use the park address and we would give them a coordinates. Okay, and also the closest address to that location was like one of the ramadas like around the lake. They actually had their own addresses. And then we also had their own numbers on there, and we would give them that number too as well. We would actually, like if we'd be planting a tree, we would do a 10-foot by 10-foot box, and that's where they had to go in blue stake. Reason why we did a 10-foot by 10-foot block is so if there was any utilities, we can actually move within that box. And then not only that, we would also go back to our maps at our facilities, and we would mark where that is once they put the all the markings down on the ground, and we would put that into our database, so we knew there were lines there. So next time we needed to do something within that area, we had a general idea where those lines were, and we can adjust our blue staking where we needed to put our white boxes. The reason why we didn't use the white flags is because people would walk by and pick up and move the flags. So
Who is PMW Vintage Outdoors?
Yeah, he was on one of the other channels the other night.
Well, I'm going to say hello.
Yeah. Okay.
AR Guns.
Yeah. So that's one of the examples that we used to use all the time. We had 22 parks that we had to take care of. We had 386 acres of parks that we had to take care of. I was the one who did all of the vegetation management and all the pest control and the sports turf specialist technician.
Hi, Blake.
Hi, Blake. And believe it or not, that was only me that did those 2 jobs. So, yes, I did have my handfuls there. Okay, and not only that, what you can also do to help the locators locate your area a little bit easier is you go out to the edge of the street and you can actually paint on the edge of the street with your white paint in about 1 foot size, and you can put in there B/S, okay, which means blue stake, and give them an arrow in which direction to go. So they're going to look along the edge of the street and they're going to look for that to give them a quick direction of where it's going to be, and also date it too, because that will stay there for several months.
Yeah. He's working on his boat.
So I hope that helps everybody with your planned project part of it. Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions on that part there that can help somebody with? Oh, wait a minute. You can also use fluorescent pink ribbon to actually tie onto a tree or a stake or something else to help visualize where to go, with also with a white tape too as well, like that plastic nursery tape. So that it also gives them a visual, this is the direction I want you to go. I was wondering if I have any questions, or if you're all good, we can move on to number 2. Oh, now we're going to talk about Blake's boat.
I like Blake's boat.
Yeah. Yes, I know. Yeah, that's why we're gonna work through that real quick, because I've had to deal with that several times. Okay. Yeah, well, like I said, I went over the steps where you can actually put the B/S on the street with an arrow with a date. That gives them an idea. Hey, there's something there. Let's go check that out. We see the date, and we usually put that on our ticket too. With we've notified on curb or on edge of street on where to go. Okay. Contact your state 811. You can request underground facility markings on via. I can't say that word. Extinct. I can't figure out the home, or by phone. Oh, I guess that's gonna be internet. I think.
Exactix Home
Yeah, I guess that's gonna be their
website.
their link, or by phone, which is gonna be your state's 811. After contacting your state 811, you will be given a ticket number and a list of all the member utilities that will be notified. You will need to contact any non-member utilities yourself. Okay. Like I said, you'll see all the different colors. Give them at least 3 days, business days, to get out there and mark everything. You're gonna get a list. If you have a ticket online, you can actually get that, or off of an email. They will send you an email if you do it by phone.
And if you
make
have
sure
an
that all
internet
those numbers, or actually those utilities, have either left a mark, either like no conflict, or they have marked they have been there. If you don't see any of those there from that utility, from that color, you need to call the utilities yourself, according to the Indiana 811. And it's pretty much the same for most states. Okay, never assume that they just never showed up. And when they showed up and they didn't leave anything, you have to get confirmation saying, yes, we did check it. We have no conflict. Okay.
Not to take away from the importance of the call before you dig, this is actually critical information for homeowners and contractors.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Says Vintage. those are fun boots. They go anywhere.
Oh God, I don't have to wear that kind of stuff no more.
Oh, John boats. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He said boots.
Oh, boots.
I think they're boats.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go for number 3 here. As we can see the colors now. Okay. And please don't say you can taste them.
Right?
Trying to make this kind of fun. We're trying to turn this into a fun night.
That's my.
Oh yeah, you checked his transom. I hope it didn't fall apart on you on your way home.
Oh.
Yeah. Like I said, for Indiana, they actually call here for you must contact 811 at least 2 full working days prior to excavation to give the members of utilities enough time to mark the approximate location of their underground utilities on your property.
But the rule of thumb is 3 days.
I try to give them 3 full working days. Okay. I don't know if it says it in here, but your ticket is only open for 14 days. After the 14th day, you will have to either call, get an extension, or renew it so they can come out, remark it, give them another 3 days, and then continue digging.
Right.
So before the 14th day, if you're not done and you think you can finish on the 14th day, don't. Go ahead, call them up, extend the ticket. Okay, where did I leave off? Underground utilities on your property working day means that every day except Saturday and Sunday, the state and national legal holidays, each line will be marked in the color of the corresponding of the appropriate utility that can be references on your APWA color code guide. Okay, so we're going to go over here to the color code guide. As we can see, electric is going to be red. So it's going to be a red paint on the ground. It's not really a spray paint. It is a chalk type paint. It will wear off after a few months. Okay? Especially if it's on turf. You might want to call and say, come out and remark it every couple of days so it doesn't disappear. Let's say you got gas, oil, and steam systems are going to be in yellow. Communications are going to be in a reddish orange color. It doesn't really look like that color there that's on the computer. Well, on my computer, if I
kind of a neon
look at it head
orange.
on, yeah, it's pretty close. It's going to be an orange color. Of course, we all know water is going to be blue. Sewer is going to be green. Reclaimed water, which is not everywhere, is going to be a purple line. Yeah, those are the 2 you don't want to hit either, okay? Temporary services are going to be in a lightish violet or pinkish color combination. And your proposed construction site is going to be painted in white.
By you.
Yeah, by the person who's calling in the blue stake or the person who's going to be doing the digging or the company. Okay.
Read Blake's comment.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Blake. Yes. Yes. There he goes. I was waiting for somebody to say something like that. The smell of the paint after painting cars for 12 years.
Mm.
Yeah. Dylan, I didn't know that you dealt with that, Blake. Okay. Any questions there?
Before
I don't know if I'm
to
missing
number
anything.
4.
Like I said, we used to use hot paint for us, so we can notify our co-workers and stuff as well. Oh yeah, he's talking like. Alrighty, let's go to here. Okay. Once 2 full working days have passed, confirm that all utilities have been visited on the property by comparing your various colors to the markings on the list utilities provided by your state 811. If the utility operators facilities are not in conflict with the designated area, a non-conflict shall be made on the person who submitted the located request. On the utility operator has no facilities or proposed excavation area. That means they'll put in there a N/C, no conflict, and they'll be in their color. And usually they'll put it right next to where you have your blue stake markings.
Yeah, the BS on the road.
Yep. Okay. The methods of notification is up to the utility operator and contractor locator. For example, if gas is not in conflict, then the utility operator will write OK with yellow paint in the designated area. Okay, so in Indiana, they put OK.
Not all states do.
Yeah, I know in Arizona it was N/C, no conflict. Or you would get an email. We did a lot of our stuff by email because we actually had an account. And when I did my own home, I actually created an account for me, which you can actually do, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of soil work on your property. You can actually create a homeowner reoccurrence ticket. Okay.
Read Blake's comment again.
Alrighty.
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes. Where we leave off? Okay, yes, sir. Have all the field time dot at the time. Have to stop traffic every once in a while with the cops and all the BS. Okay. Oh no, I would just turn my lights on my truck, and a lot of people would actually stop. Okay, let's talk about the bird there, or his boat. Okay, any questions on part 4, confirming the marks? And those of you who are watching the video later on, you can actually chime in on the
Comments.
on the comments below, and I will check periodically and answer them back. Okay, we're going to do dig with care. Okay, now the utility lines are marked. You have been notified, and there aren't in conflict. You can begin digging with care. Like I said, a lot of times there will be a lot of stuff that's not used anymore, abandoned utilities. They will not pull stuff out of the ground because they've abandoned it. They're going to leave it in the ground. It costs too much money to dig it all up and put everything back. So you're gonna come across that. So I know here they have abandoned gas lines here in the soil, but I have to get that confirmed every time I order a blue stake here.
Yeah.
Okay, the only certain types of excavation are allowed, as such as only being permitted to dig with hand tools. The size of the tolerance zone will depend on the size of the underground facility, which is sometimes noted in the utility locations. And I mean sometimes. We've come across water mains that were, it just says water main, and they did not tell us what size it was. Okay, sometimes we come across 10, 24-inch water mains. And it looks like, they put one little line there. So we're thinking, okay, it's going to be a 1-inch line, inch and a quarter, inch and a half. No, it turns out to be 12 inches in diameter. Okay, for example, if the water line is marked as a 6-inch wide, the tolerance zone on either side of the line is 2 feet, 3 inches from the mark. Okay, so you got to include the 3 inches on either side of the mark to make your 6-inch wide water utility. Then you got to go 24 inches beyond that. You got to dig by hand to make sure that you will locate the utility that you are looking for. It won't always be that large, but sometimes they are. Okay, you will only want to use mechanical. You will only want to use mechanical outside of the zone which you have exposed the lines, as safely digging with hand tools. Learn more by reading the Indiana dig law.
Right.
Every state will be a little bit different. Okay. Now, if you ever decide to go ahead and do call in a blue stake, they're going to ask you some very, very strange questions. Okay. Some of them are you going to be using explosives? That's one of the questions they are going to ask.
Unfortunately, they have to ask
Yeah,
it.
don't be shocked to get that question. Okay. I mean, if you're going to be digging by hand or you're digging with a small backhoe, most of the time you're going to be saying no to a lot of the stuff that they're going to be asking.
Okay, take a breath. Okay,
You have to mute yourself because I'm already muted.
I did that. I was warning you.
Okay, let's see.
And that's it.
Yeah, so yeah, just a little bit of a heads up. They're going to ask you. You're going to be on the phone with them for 15 minutes. If you're going to be on the phone, 20 minutes.
Hi,
Okay.
Grace.
Well, Grace has already been in here. Oh, that's it. Yeah, Grace has already been in here. So yeah, so make sure you have a notepad and pen ready. Make sure you have your address, everything else that you need to send them to that location right there in front of you. Write it all down. They're going to ask you those questions. They're going to ask you some more additional questions, and then you're going to get a ticket number. Okay.
You need to take notes.
Or you can get it via email because you can have them emailed to you. But have it right there ready, so you're ready to write it down. They're going to give you a confirmation number. You will need that confirmation number if you need to extend your blue stake for 14 days.
Right.
And it's only open 14 days. So if you need something remarked within that time, go ahead, call them. They'll send somebody out to go ahead and remark it because, like I said, they painted it on the grass, they mowed it, and now it's gone. So yeah, make sure during that 14 days it is clearly marked.
To protect yourself in case you hit something.
Now I cannot say what the penalties are. They're different for different states. They're different for different utilities. All I know is it is extremely expensive.
Now, if it's blue staked and there's no marks.
Yeah, if it's blue staked and there's no marking and you hit it, you are covered. You're not going to get in trouble.
You're not liable.
Just call them immediately and say, hey, we hit a line that was not marked within our blue stake area. Okay, you contact that utility right away. That's why you have the phone number of the contractor or the person who's actually doing the digging or the homeowner who's actually performing the work. If you're a homeowner and you're calling in for a contractor, you must have their phone number and their contact as well when you're having the ticket printed. Right. I'm just trying to get some of the stuff that a lot of people are going to ask questions. Later on, if they watch this video a little later on, they'll be asked, "Hey, Jex, how you doing?"
Yeah, it sucks when you lose something because somebody didn't do what they're supposed to do.
Okay. All right, now we're going to go over an example of what happened here last Wednesday. Between 1:30 and 2 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon, there was a contractor that decided to go ahead and start digging without a blue stake. They did hit the main trunk fiber optic line that services our northern county and two adjacent counties from what I understand. Okay. To the north and to the northeast of us. And they knocked out our whole northern county here. Okay. For approximately 12 hours before our internet was restored. I don't know about all the internet. So no stores were able to do electronic transactions.
Credit
So
cards.
it was either cash If you had it and they were not able to do debit, if you're doing credit card, they went to the old way where they put the credit card on the machine and they slid the carbon copy and back and handed you the sheet, and they submitted that by hand, or somebody entered it in later on.
Right.
Okay, so yes, that does screw up a lot of time lost, especially when you got to do a lot of the paperwork by hand. And it throws these teenagers or these young folks off real bad. Last time at work when it happened, they went into a panic. Yes, us older folks did take advantage of them. um, kind of making fun at them, but at the same time, we helped them get through it, understand it's not a big deal. We did it for many, many years without internet. It's not hard. It just takes a little bit of extra time. That's all. Yeah, so that means, our whole system went down at work. We could not do any kind of electronic logging. We could not look up anything on our
Zebras.
on our zebras that we have at work, the little zebra phones. Yeah, so yeah, it's it does
Cause a big inconvenience.
it is a big inconvenience because we've gotten so used to technology. As I've said in the past, we praise technology when it works, and we curse when it doesn't. Yeah, when you see the colored wires, yeah. No, the wires won't. They'll all have a black coating on them because so they can make them direct bearing. Had a heat stroke. What are you talking about there, Ajax? Oh, Cecilia remembers those machines would get sticky. Yeah. Uh, let's see. What type of eye surgery? I guess somebody is getting some eye surgery.
Grace.
Huh? Like
Grace.
Grace. Oh, Grace is okay. Yeah. So, is there any questions? Anything else? Anybody having any experiences with
And it doesn't say heat. He had a stroke.
Oh, okay. I thought. Well, I don't know why I was thinking heat. Oh, because it's hot outside. Hope you're doing okay there, Ajax. Ooh.
Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. I pray you get better.
Yes, please get better. Take care of yourself. Oh, you just got out of the ICU.
Wow.
How many days were you in there?
Just got out.
Yeah.
Pray for you.
Sorry, guys. I'm pausing to actually read the comments here. Yeah, so like I said, I was using Indiana as an example because that's the first one I came across. Oh, 9 days. Ouch.
It's quite a while to be in the ICU.
Yeah, so everybody head on over to Ajax channel, comment on one of his videos and say, get well, get better. It'll help make his day, give him a good smile.
Tweaking.
Oh, double vision. I don't know. So you can eat twice as much candy and not get fat. There you go.
Dysphagia. Double vision. Already.
Yeah, remember, you still owe us a peanut butter hunt video.
So it's getting better.
I know he still owes us a peanut butter hunt.
I know, but I
So
was
he has to
talking
get
about
better.
Grace. Oh, get
Alright,
plenty of rest.
Sleep well. Yeah, it's kind of hard when I'm doing this here and reading the chat too.
Yeah.
So
Well,
thank you, honey, for
aren't
helping.
you finished with this? Or
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know if I'm quite finished. Anybody have any experiences with the blue stakes? Bad, good. I do know of some incidences where lives were lost because they did not do a blue stake. And that's why I actually encourage getting a blue stake anytime you upset the soil.
yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and pull this down here. Go back to here in my stream yard. I'm going to go ahead and remove that. Go back to normal screen. So if anybody wants to come up, they can. Oh, I hit it almost right on the button. 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sleep well, Ajax. Sleep well. Get better. Yeah, sorry for my messy shop. I still haven't made it to this corner yet. I'm going to go dark for a few moments. Let me go ahead and actually do this here. And like I said, I was just wondering if there was anybody had any questions, any safety. I know there's new techniques out there for digging next to utilities. They're actually using a like a power washer with a nozzle, and they're actually breaking up the soil and sucking it out with a vacuum.
Is that like a ditch witch or something?
No, they're actually using a power washer on steroids to break everything up around the utility lines without damaging the utilities. Oh, yeah, like I said, call. You never know. Even if it is a abandoned utility, and you cracked it or you went through it, call them right away. They'll send somebody out. They'll check it, and they'll say, yeah, good or bad. If you're outside of that safe zone and you hit it, it's not on you. It just wasn't marked. The utility person who went out there and marked the blue stake is actually going to go on him. And I've seen it many, many times. And if you are the person who is digging and your boss says, start digging, you can legally say no to him because there is no blue stake. Or we haven't given them enough time to respond. I said technically 2 full working days. If you call 2 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon, you cannot dig on Thursday and Friday. Technically, you can't. If all utilities have chimed in and left messages, yes, you can start digging on Saturday. But most construction companies don't work weekends. They would start digging Monday morning. As a general rule, I try. When I was with the city, we would call in on Tuesdays so we can actually perform those duties the following week. Really?
What?
Still get scared when driving 8-foot grounding rods, even with locators. Yeah. You just never know what you're going to hit, especially if you're going to hit a water. If it's a grounding rod and you hit live wires, yeah, hopefully the grounding rod will actually do its work and the breaker system should instantly hit and shut the system down. But you got to remember, about 2 minutes later, they're going to hit a test because the computer does it automatically. We'll reset it and send out a test burst to see if it will reconnect or not. So always think about that, guys. Is if you see down power lines, a broken power box on the somewhere that's been dislodged, just be careful around it because those wires still might be live. That actually has happened. We had some temporaries driving a vehicle, one of our vehicles, in the park. They did hit a a transformer in the park. They did dislodge the transformer. It did separate, and it did not trip the system. So those lives were still alive, sticking up out of the ground. The wires coming in.
Yeah.
They separated clean enough where it did not notice it. So those live wires were still going, and the guys got out of the truck and approached it.
Oh,
I'm all like, oh my goodness.
bad idea.
Yeah. So if those lines were live and they connected to the ground and it did not trip the system, they both would have been on the ground done.
So it's no joke.
No, yeah, yeah.
Did you spray for ants?
No, I forgot to.
Oh, she did.
I'll have to do that in a bit. Yeah, we always had the big power lines underground. You know, look, I think one of them was like 13,000 volts going underneath the park. Several lines of them going underneath the park for services for like neighborhoods around the parks. So we're always careful around those transformers. And after that incident, there were bollards put up around all of the transformers after that incident. Oh yeah, I've been there, done that, Blake. Especially when they're going through the trees. Yeah, the bucket is actually insulated, so you're okay. As long as it met its yearly maintenance. And it was tested because our boom trucks were actually tested
Scooter,
every
over
year.
here. Come here, Coco.
Come on, Coco, go eat your food. Coco. Go eat your food. Get your food. Okay, she sees it.
Okay, get back.
Good boy.
No. Come here.
I want candy too. Yeah, so yeah, I used to operate a high ranger, which we call the T-Rex. A lot of times I would have to go up into the light towers to remove bees.
Eat your food.
Oh yeah. Like I said, well, there's a lot of bucket truck operators out there. I know they're always. You try not to bump the boom or anything, because if you bump the boom, you're supposed to take the boom down, get off, and go and have it X-rayed. And it was expensive, especially for that high ranger.
Did they have to do that when I hit that one with the bus?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. Has to go in and get X-rayed. Yeah, but the boom is insulated. Like, unless it's a super old truck.
Get back.
That must have
Eat
been
your
an old
food.
truck.
Get your food.
Usually they'll keep those trucks in pretty good working shape for about 20 years before they sell them off because they're so expensive. Yeah, we had the Versa lifts, that extend out, extend back in. Every time we had to move the truck, we'd have to get out of the bucket, get on the ground, move the truck, then get back up in there. We couldn't have the driver just move the truck 6 feet. We actually had to get out of it,
Yeah.
which took up a lot of time.
Wonder where Colin is.
Oh, I have no idea what Colin is. I sent a notification to him. I sent it to Cliff, everybody in the chat here, except for Blake. I have
He
no
just magically
way of-
shows up.
Yeah, apparently he must have caught the notification. I think Grace did too. because I have no way of actually notifying them except for on Facebook as a news feed. Yes, I did send one to Cliff and Colin. Yes. Well, Colin sent one on Facebook and also on to Instagram too. Now, Blake, when you're putting in the your grounding rods, are you putting them in by hand or pneumatic? Probably by hand with the T-post driver.
Oh, thanks, Jason.
I like the pneumatic drivers. Those things are so fast, so much easier. But when we had to put one grounding rod in, yeah, we just did it by hand. But if we had to do a bunch of them, we'd go and get the compressor and the pneumatic hammer and put it almost to the ground. Then we finish it off by hand. We did the same thing with the tree stakes too.
Uh-huh.
Made it real easy.
You're not hungry? Why you not hungry?
Yeah, if we just needed it for
Eat
just
your
like one-time
dinner.
use, we use the T-post
Eat
driver.
your food.
Oh, we had when I was there at SRP. This is a funny one. Nobody was hurt on this one except for their pride. SRP was actually out there in the park putting in a new electrical line.
Who's SRP?
Salt River Project. The
In
company
Arizona.
In Arizona.
Not everybody knows that.
They were there at Kiwanis Park, right there at the Romero picnic facility there. And they actually were doing a boring sideways. And they actually hit one of our mains for the park for our water. They hit a 10-inch water main, and it erupted like a volcano. And you can actually see the guy's shadow on the piece of equipment where there was no mud.
Mhm.
You can see mud all around the machine except for where he was standing. And when we saw that, we just fell over laughing. I mean, we couldn't help ourselves. He was a good guy. He was laughing too. He said when he hit that water line, that whole ground just unpeeled like a banana. And it was just instant mud everywhere. Oh, okay. Now, we had one of those towable compressors is what we used with our pneumatic hammer. We also used that for our soda blasting for graffiti when it was a really large job and we couldn't paint over it. But yeah, it was just so funny seeing that guy's standing there. That shape on that piece of equipment was just absolutely hilarious. They were using the ditch witch that bores sideways, and he hit that 10-inch pipe squared. I mean, right in the center of it, and it just blew apart. And we actually had water going at the time, so I think we had two of the 100 VFDs were actually going full tilt. So 2 100 horsepower motors pumping water out of the lake and water in the park. Oh, it was funny, but not funny at the same time. But we couldn't help it. Okay. Oh yeah, like I said, some of the stories were kind of scary sometimes and funny in others. Some of them were grim, but that's as far as I'm going to go with that. Yeah, so like I said, always make sure you guys get a blue stake. It doesn't cost you anything if you have it done. All right, Blake. No, make sure you're in an open, well ventilated area. No sniffing the glue. Anybody else have any stories that they've got blue staked and something went something went wrong? 'Cause I don't know how many people are in here that did that kind of work, except for maybe Blake and was it PFW?
Yeah.
Yeah, or somebody knew somebody who did that kind of work. But like I said, I will say it has saved many, many, many lives. Yeah, so yeah, I figured we talked about that since that's what happened here. So I figured I'd turn the lemon into lemonade, share this experience out.
A little education.
A little bit of educational video this time. I don't know if there's many videos out there on blue staking. I just don't know how many are out there, except for the commercials. You got another one when you get back? Now, Blake, are you a locator or are you a repair? Yeah, I'm sure those guys that came out there to repair that line really enjoyed working out in that 100-degree heat here. It was probably what 112, 113 with the heat index. Working in a hole, not fun. And the puppy's all fat and sassy after their dinner. Oh yeah, I gotta pack something for lunch here in a bit too,
For lunch?
or my snack at work.
You gotta have a Subway sandwich here.
Oh, is that what I'm taking for my snack tomorrow?
You sure?
Okay,
I got you covered.
all right. And we're discussing my snack for work tomorrow about 10 a.m. because I get started at technically 8 o'clock, but I go to work a little bit earlier, so in case I have to reroute. It's not easy to reroute where I'm at to get to work. I would have to go all the way around halfway through town, come in through the north side of town, then come back through town to get into work if there was a road closure between here and work. So I give myself plenty of time to get to work. Okay, Grace, I didn't know that. Yeah, usually when I had to take care of insects in the ground, I didn't do any digging. I just foamed them there in the ground. So I didn't have to do any digging. But the funny thing is, when I had to redo the ball fields, when I had to put all the anchors in, I would have to get a blue stake just to put anchors in the ground in the ball fields. Even though I knew nothing was there. But every year we had to do it just to have a paper trail. And a lot of the stuff, all the utilities, usually in Arizona, are 36 inches and or deeper. You cannot put water and electricity in on the same trench. You have to keep them separate. I don't know what it is like in other states, but I notice a lot of stuff they have here is pretty shallow. I don't know if it's the earth pushing it up out of the ground or they were just lazy and just didn't put it down deep. Yeah, I'm waiting for Blake to get back because I don't know if he does, installs, repairs, or locations. Yeah, so if anybody wanted to come up on panel, link is up at the top of the chat. You guys are welcome to come up if you want. I will have to make sure it is you before you come up. So I have to see you dancing around in the little bottom screen there before I let you up.
Yeah, backstage.
And I can do like a Saturday night fever dance or something like that.
The Macarena.
Or the Macarena. My wife says you guys got to do the Macarena. Let's see. So that's another reason why a lot of people will lose internet for a little while is because a contractor either dug it up without getting a blue stake or it was a mismark. So a lot of times when you see all those city workers there standing around with one guy digging, that's one of the reasons why they're watching him to make sure he doesn't die in the hole if he hits a utility. Remember, not everything when you're digging is shovel proof. So be careful when you're digging. That's why I always encourage my customers at work to make sure if you're going to be going anywhere underground, keep it in a conduit because it is shovel proof in a conduit. Believe it or not, that gray conduit is a lot harder than that white PVC pipe for water. Even though it is a Schedule 40, it is a lot tougher material. Yep, and since I work at a big box store, and now I'm the head electrical guy there, I had to do a lot of homework for that. And I still do to try to keep up on top of stuff as well. And no, I don't need to have a electrical test or anything else like that. I just teach myself, make sure I know that my customers are getting the right products that they need, and with the information that they give me. So, any other questions tonight about blue staking? Anybody out there? If not, we can move on to our normal silly Wednesday night chat on a Friday. I hope somebody learned something new today. It's always great to learn something new today, or any day. We all learn something every day. We're all better off. As they said in the past, knowing is half the battle. I hope I don't get copyrighted for that. Yeah, the silly Wednesday chat, yeah.
It's enough of the serious stuff.
Yeah. So what you got going on there, Cecilia, up in there in your neck of the woods in Canada?
How's the weather?
Is it still hot up there, or did it cool off a bit? My gardening, it's overgrown with weeds.
And dying from the sun.
And yeah, the sun's killing most of it. I'm just trying to keep it watered, trying to keep it alive until it cools off. But I tell you what, the new seeds that I have now chosen a new provider of seeds. I am going to be sticking with them. I am getting a far better
yield, germination.
Well, a germination rate and a better strength of plant. Also, they're calling for rain till Tuesday. Well, good. So how are the fires up there? Is it starting to clear out now? They're starting to get those out. I hope they are. I noticed a lot more have popped up there in BC and there in Alberta. I saw that on the map yesterday. Oh, okay. Well, like I said, I didn't know if you've been watching the news about the fires up there, keeping up tabs on it or not. I don't know if you've been doing that or not. Because I haven't heard a whole lot about the smoke in the past week. I've heard very little about that. Oh, so they are getting them under control. That's good. I know. I've never heard of the fires being that bad in Quebec before. I know they've been really bad there in BC and Alberta, but I've never heard it being that bad there in Quebec. Or Quebec, however you want to pronounce it. Yeah, I noticed the fires are starting to pick up there on the west coast here of the U.S. too. But yeah, it's weird how the fires have been getting earlier and earlier every year since I was young. I know in October, yeah, we usually had a lot of fires were actually in October, September, October, November. And that's when they usually what we call fire season. Oh, you guys even had a tornado up north. In Quebec or in Saskatchewan? Another common in Saskatchewan. Oh, so it must have been Quebec. Oh, in Ontario. Okay. Yeah, that's unusual for Ontario. Yeah. I see that not to happen there. Yeah. Because I know they have tornadoes there in Saskatchewan. I mean, nowhere near as bad as the U.S., but I know they happen up there. Oh, Blake got rain today too.
Jealous.
No kidding. We've had 3 days of rain in the past
6 weeks.
No, like 7 weeks. Last two summers it's been dry here. Then again, our first 2 summers here, we had hurricanes. Excuse me. I had to burp there for a moment. And I'm back. Let's see. And yeah, I haven't seen Deb either. She knew I was going live tonight.
Yeah.
How about you, Grace? Have you been getting any
Rain?
rain up there where you're at, or are you getting the heat? I can't quite remember where you're at. Oh yeah, sorry to say, yeah. Temperatures drop, the moisture in the air. Well, that's probably I have not been in the eastern Canada yet. I've been over Western Canada. I haven't seen any of my family from up in there. Oh, geez, since I was a teenager. I like northern Saskatchewan. It's just too cold for me. Same thing with Alberta. BC, yeah, it'd still be a little bit cold for me in the wintertime. And when we were up there, it was a heat wave. Everyone was going, "Oh my goodness, it's so hot," and we're going, 76 degrees is not hot for us. I still remember jumping into that lake and getting right back out because it was cold. Only the first 3 inches of the water was warm. Really? Okay. I did not know that. Now, is that because of the smoke, or is it because of what's been going around for the past 3 years? Some of the news we don't get from up there. I actually have to dig for it. Some of the news here we don't get, but the other countries get. Go figure that out. And won't even talk about it here. Oh yeah, the heat index does make it worse. That's about the same temperatures of what we have here in Southeast Texas. We actually hit 99 degrees today with a heat index of 117, 118. Both yesterday and today. Yeah, that's real hot for them. Yes. That's serious right there. Remember, they also have a high humidity too as well, so their heat index is through the roof. Ooh, excuse me. I didn't get a chance to rest this afternoon.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh gosh.
Scooter, she lives here. She's barking at her daughter coming to the door.
Oh, shut up!
My video is on.
Oh, I'm not going back there.
Okay. But still.
COVID hug.
Yeah, Molly's still working on her little scrapbook.
I just finished.
Oh, you just finished?
Yeah.
How many pages did you get?
Well, I lost a lot of pages for your sticker board.
Yeah. Oh, the kid's getting stuff out of her toolbox.
Because she bought a mini.
What?
Just use my toolbox as schedule.
Yes, I know. Everything back there is a catch-all right now. Yes, I'm still working on the shop. I only get a few hours a day.
Not a few.
Oh, Raven wants, Cecilia wants to know, Molly, have you ever done that? And how about, I guess, showing how to do it on your channel?
Do what?
The stickers and the scrapbooking.
Oh, I was just taping them in because they kept sliding out of the photo album.
Yeah.
But no, I did buy an art project I'm going to do and videotape it. So
You do it live, or you're going to video it?
I'm going to video it.
Okay.
I don't know how my arthritic hands are going to take it.
Oh yeah, it's like that every morning here, Blake. Except for the degrees, it still gets hot, but it's nice enough that around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, our humidity will drop down to 55%. So it's a big help. And like I said, it's no worse than when we were in Arizona during August.
We are hotter than Arizona in many places of Texas.
In Texas, but not here.
Yes, not here.
Probably the castor oil, but I don't know about the dry flowers. Yeah, somewhere around here I have that the healing herb book around here somewhere. I haven't been able to find it in 2 years.
You haven't looked at the bookshelves
Yeah.
in the living room.
I don't remember putting it up there.
Bottom shelf, I believe.
What's after, kiddo?
A very sharp razor for cutting paper. Like a stack of paper.
Check my sharp drawer.
I see scissors.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my X-Acto blades that I had in there.
There's
There they
these.
are. Yep, there they are.
'Cause I had to set, and yours are exactly like mine, rusted.
Some steel wool. Well, the only reason why they rusted
They
is
work.
because we didn't have a good enough dehumidifying unit in here for 3 years. No, 4.
Because I had a utility knife that I've not been able to find. It's
Just
that,
any utility
Yeah,
knife?
utility knives look on the table in the living room.
yeah, that's
You might have to
Like
change
the Lowe's
blades.
one?
No, because the Lowe's one is not sharp.
Yeah.
It's kitty scissors.
I think I saw 2 Irwins, one on the table and one in the box next to the table.
Yeah, because I have a red and silver
I
one.
probably have to change out the blades.
Yeah, we have extra of those blades.
Yeah, because they're covered in drywall. This drywall gets sticky when it heats up. Oh, it's right here, both put together. And hey, Cliff,
Cliffy.
how you doing? Oh yeah. Water your plants. Water your plants. We don't have an herb store here. We would probably have to order it online. Yeah, like I said, he was probably lurking, waiting for his name to be called.
Cliffy.
Yeah, he hit 104 today. Wow. Yeah, you can have an automatic watering system. Still don't trust it fully. I still got to keep an eye on it if I have one. Hopefully, I'll have one by next year. But still, I got to go out there and make sure it's working. I've had too many mishaps over the years of being in with the automatic watering systems. You still have to keep an eye on them. Yeah, if you're going to go full on automatic system, go full on automatic system. You just still have to keep an eye on it. The drip irrigation is probably be the best where Cliff is at. But again, that's a lot of work trenching out there, getting all the water to all of his bins, getting the water in there. Oh yeah, I love the automatic watering systems too, but I still don't. Let's see. We've still had so many troubles with them in the past, where all of a sudden they just stopped working, and I just happened to catch some of them before the damage was done. And where Cliff is at, I would definitely, when the water kicked on, walk out there and visually make sure that they're getting water. Still got to check it daily. But it takes a lot of the time and effort out and puts it into a system. Because I want to do permanent raised garden beds here, and yes, I'm gonna plumb them in and put them on a timer. Put them
Boy,
all on. Huh?
everybody's live today.
I know everybody's live tonight. It's okay. They can go where they want to go. I'm not going to twist their arm. They come and just watch me. They can catch up on my videos later on. I know several people who do watch my videos after I've aired. Might take them 2-3 days, but they do stop in and they do watch it.
Ooh, the hard way.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Like I said, and if you're going to do an automatic system, make sure you get the same beds that you can constantly rotate, and they'll be close enough to the same watering needs. Oh, really? Still no germination? But I guess they were not that good then. Good seeds. So I'll try and get some more. He's got a lot more this year, and I'll grab some more at the end of the season. Hmm?
It's not in there.
I mean, they're big and they're yellow. We should be able to miss them.
Well, I also have one that's silver and red, and I can't
It
find
should
out.
be in one of those boxes that's in there. Yeah, because I never removed it.
Well, why don't you take a minute and go help her look for
Okay, I will be back in a few minutes. Molly will take over for a few moments. Oh, well, now I'm going to get a little bit more coffee.
Okay, get some coffee. Follow. Watch your heels. Dog needs to go out. Oh, I'm sorry, Cecilia. Sorry, Cliffy. I don't know what to talk about. Picked up my mother from the hospital. She's feeling a little bitter, just kind of drained. And the same day, my sister went in. She can't breathe. She's having COPD and onset of pneumonia. She's such a drama queen. She makes everything sound so much worse than it really is. And every time I talk to her, she has something different. OPCD, DOCP, COD, OCD, COPD. I know, but she gets it wrong every time. And it's written on her board. She asked me, "Can you go to the store and get me some nutty bars? I need something to snack on." Well, they won't let her have stuff like that because she's diabetic. And her sugars were way too high when she went in. So I took her some apples and diet sodas. They told her she needs to quit smoking cigarettes and pot. So she smokes too much of both. Yeah, if you can roll it, she'll smoke it. I've never heard of mullion. I just took a moment to write that down. I need to research it. Oh, okay. Yeah, the heat wave took out the corn and the sunflowers, but the shorter plants are doing really well.
Good news is I don't feel the same.
Was it where he said?
Mm.
You
You
find
found
one?
this and said that you were looking for it.
What's in it?
You said you've been looking for it.
Have I? I don't think
I don't
I
even know
have.
what's in it.
I don't think I have. What I do want is, yeah, this is not what I was looking for. Is the hair cutting scissors.
I haven't seen those in a long time.
It's either in the silver case or the wipey box, and can't find either one. And Coco needs a haircut real bad, so keep an eye out for it.
I have
And
brand new.
set this in there somewhere,
I have brand new square.
anywhere in there.
I have brand new shop scissors I've never used. Make sure they go back in my box.
Let me see. They're really sharp.
Like I said, I haven't used them.
Oh, I have them now.
Yeah, just make sure they go back in my box. They go right up top or the back.
They will be in there somewhere. I promise. Borrowing tools from the kids so I can give the dog a haircut.
I don't want.
They're not big. Downstairs,
Actually, I have one. Where's that? I got one in my heat rest bag.
Okay. A banana.
No, folding box.
Hey, you know those wide mouth jars?
Yeah, there's stuff in some of them, honey.
How weird? These?
Those were in the living room. Some of those have salt.
Because I'm looking at the top ones
Oh,
that are unopened.
those are small regular mouth jars.
Those are like the ones I cook.
Yeah. And we are at a loss for finding sharp things in our house.
That's one of the reasons why I'm trying to get it organized.
Yeah.
Well, this is telling me I need to pick up something tomorrow.
Brand new.
I'm gonna wait till tomorrow.
It's a pocket knife.
That is how I end up cutting myself. Oh, it's a box. I thought it was like a flip-up knife.
No. And it locks.
Okay. Well, this tells me I need to buy one tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I have one somewhere, don't I?
I got several of them somewhere, but they're everywhere. That's the whole thing.
No,
They're
I got
everywhere
a
and
set.
nowhere at the same time.
I had a knife set, didn't I? Yeah.
Use that one. That one actually locks pretty good. Sorry for the wait.
How do I close it? It says push. But I push and it doesn't do anything.
Show her how to close it.
It says push.
For what?
To close.
Close.
You actually have to slide it to the side. And move it back. And it locks there. And it locks there. Okay, this. Here. You can push on here. And you're supposed to be able to change the blade. Okay. But yeah. It'll lock closed too.
You got it?
I want to make sure I close it before I walk away. You want this light off?
Yes, please.
I know it's nice and bright in there now, isn't it? Alrighty.
I'll be back.
Okay, so what links did Cecilia put in?
That's fine. Good night, sweetheart.
Because I'm just going to be sitting there.
Oh, Rain Country, yeah, I got her on mine.
Thanks for chipping in for the microwave. It'll be here Wednesday.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, when I saw the savings, I was like, only half of that's mine.
So, what did I miss from Cecilia?
She was telling me about her garden,
Okay.
and then she started posting videos, links.
Where?
There's
I
a
don't
couple of videos for you. Oh, nice.
Oh, respiratory. I checked it out.
The second is from Ryan Country.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Cecilia.
Because Rain Country's up in Washington, correct? If I remember correctly. I know she's in Northwest somewhere. Yeah, she started that. She started her channel a long time ago, Rain Country.
Yeah.
What you doing, Scooter? Yes, I know. I called your name. You're gonna have to hop up here. No, you're too big to try to hop on until last night, right? Well, you're gonna start calling me. You need to stay down.
Cecilia's the only one I see in chat.
Yeah. Anybody else in chat? Please chime in.
It says there's 5 watching.
So, anybody looking forward to the last harvest?
Does that mean the weather will change?
Yeah,
Sweet.
October. Oh, that's Grace. I'm here. And I'm pretty sure Blake is somewhere in there. And I know Cliff is in there somewhere.
Unless he's watching videos for somebody else right now.
Yeah. Like I said,
He bounces.
yeah, like I said, I decided to go up live because I couldn't do it on Wednesday, as everybody knows. And let's see. She want to try everything. Okay. Oh, that's not good.
Oh wow.
I gotta take my potassium tablets so my muscles won't lock up.
Right.
That was miserable the other night. Wish there was a better way. Wish there was a drink of just I could just drink the potassium. Make my system a lot easier.
Banana juice.
No, banana juice does not work. At least those ones don't taste nasty.
Yeah.
Tastes like calcium.
Mm.
Tastes like the chalk I put down in the ball fields. Or drywall.
Can't wait to do drywall.
Oh, I know, same here. I need to get underneath the house. Get it back level again. But then the cabinets won't be level.
I don't care. I don't care.
At least I can fix the doors. Well, at least they'll stay level and get some magnets on them. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing videos of the house. It's just worrying about the video while I'm crawling underneath the house. Not good.
No. You need to pay attention under there.
Yeah, I do. I don't know, maybe I'll do lives as in the living room while I'm doing drywall.
Mm.
Would anybody mind me doing that? Doing drywall? Watch me screw up massively while I'm doing drywall? I mean, I did okay on a couple walls.
Is that for potassium? Moringa seeds?
Well, I have no idea.
It's a multivitamin. In its natural form, 40 times more.
Really.
Oh, that's cool.
What you gonna cook up? What you doing? Old dog. Old dog.
20.
Yeah, I know.
She's going on 20.
Going on 20 years. Every once in a while, we'll still see her prancing around. Especially when there's food involved.
Oh, yeah.
Cliff, you getting everything watered? So we got. I'm gonna try to push the next 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, if she's talking about mealworms.
Right. Mom was growing those. So disgusting.
Use them for many thousands of years.
Yeah.
Now that humans have the taste of the processed foods, it's kind of hard to go back to real food.
Right. I like the real foods. I like to only shop the outside of the store. Once you get into the aisles, then it's all processed and
Yeah.
chemicals and
Well, like black mild pepper, not like the Watkins black pepper.
I like Watkins
Oh, I know
pepper.
that. I love that pepper taste from them. That's my favorite black pepper.
I know, that's why I spent a fortune and bought 2 things.
I know.
The big ones.
But man, that stuff enhances the flavor so much. I want to do a black pepper and garlic jerky. I miss that stuff from Moose when we used to live in California where I met you.
Well, yeah.
Unfortunately, the title's taken. I can't tease my kids where I met your mother.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
What you doing, Coco?
Let's see. What else can we talk about today? Besides the garden. Oh, let's see. I don't know. I'm at a loss. My day's been kind of fried most of the day. I've been bouncing around all over the store, and tomorrow's Saturday.
Yes, it is.
Cool. Maybe I'll get more overtime this week. Yeah, right. I just got happy I got 15 minutes of overtime.
Mhm.
I'll find out how much I got tomorrow when I look at the my log. I didn't look at it before I left. I totally forgot about getting my mystery box.
Oh.
I know that mystery box is getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Only you and I know what a mystery box is.
Yeah.
You should explain it to your chat.
Yeah, like I said, the mystery boxes we have at work is we'll find parts of stuff laying around. Has no barcodes. Stuff that has been opened up and just thrown around all over the place. Everybody there just throws it in a box, and I go, I'll buy that for like $5. I'll buy that box instead of being thrown out. I'll buy it for like $5-10. Sometimes I score really good. Sometimes, yeah, it's going to be close to what I put in. I put into the box. Yeah, one time I put into a box for $20, and after I got home, pulled it all apart, checked everything in there. Yeah, that was a good day.
Mhm.
I saved about $180. And just little pieces and parts of electrical stuff. I've been working on the house. I'll get stuff for outdoors electrical stuff. There's a lot of stuff is what I'm going to need later on. Unfortunately, I don't get any wire with it.
Sounds
But
nice,
when
Jason.
somebody asks me, "Oh, do you have something like this here?" I have no troubles giving it to them. Some of our neighbors and stuff.
Right.
I won't charge them for it. If it's like one item, oh, I need a receptacle. I'll say, here you go. Breakers, on the other hand, I don't give those away.
Not for those. Not for the prices.
Not for the price, yeah. Now, if it's a breaker that I cannot use, yeah, I'll give it to them. I know I still got the box out there full of those GE breakers
Out where?
out in the carport.
Oh.
The old breaker box that was in here. Problem is, you can't use it because there's no cover for it, inner cover for it.
Right.
So it can't be used unless somebody gets a new cover for it. It needs a new interior cover and a new exterior cover. Fortunately, they didn't have it. Like I said, the problems with this house is not exactly squared.
Plumb level.
Yeah, it is a pier and beam house. The last parts of the drywall I have to put up. The house is that part of the house is almost 80 years old. I do have to replace a couple of beams just to get it level. or close to being level, so I can get the drywall up and it'll stay correct.
Yeah.
And then I decided I'm just gonna go ahead and just redo the entire drywall in the landing.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, it's good. I'm doing floor to ceiling. I'm thinking about doing the ceiling too. That part's gonna suck.
Yeah.
I said I want to get the 1-inch treated wood, plywood, so I can
I know.
strengthen the interior of that room for
Tornadoes.
tornadoes. Oh, it's on a slant.
Mm.
Yeah, like I said, we don't have a concrete floor. Our house is actually off the ground about 18 to 20 inches. On some parts of the house, other parts of the house, I cannot squeeze underneath there. So that's why it makes it difficult for me to move around underneath the house.
All right. You're not a small guy.
No. And I usually end up cramping for a couple of days after I've been underneath there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, dealing with the spiders and the insects, believe it or not, does not bother me. I just go down there with the ball broom, and wherever I'm working, I'll remove them. I'll put in I'll use a little bit of a insect killer in a mist form. I'll put the fan underneath the corner of the house, and I'll blow it across the house where I'll be working. That usually gets rid of most of the insects, and I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, like I said, I'm doing this pretty much by myself. I got the daughter that'll help every once in a while. But just getting all the block and everything else underneath the house, getting the beams underneath the house, it does take time. A lot of times when I'm in pain, it's kind of hard to get underneath there. Yes, I do plumbing too. I do electrical. I can
Structural.
I can do framing, stuff like that. Drywall is not my strongest suit. I can frame way better than I can do drywall.
Well, Tuesday you have to redo that receptacle for the microwave.
Yeah, I gotta put in a whole new circuit. That'll give me the time to put in the sub panel and get all the receptacles you want for your what is it, the buffet area that you want to do, or the
Yeah.
so where we have guests over for our potlucks. You just can't plug in 4 or 5 hot
Chafing
plates
dishes.
and crock pots all in the same circuit. I have to put every one of them has to be its own circuit, and I actually have special wiring to do that.
Yeah. You're so OCD.
Yes, I know I am. As
She
Mr.
got the new PEX system, and they didn't connect all her plumbing to it. That's what we have, right?
Yeah, I just ran out of room to move underneath there, and I couldn't get it to fish it through the walls because of all the stupid right angles, and I would have to remove the vanity to get in there. And that'll be a day. I'm going back and forth underneath the house.
It'd be nice to have water to that sink.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
At the same time, I need to get water to the kitchen for the pot filler above the stove. Oh, really? Yes, and I do know how to do cast iron pipe too. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, it's a pain.
Yeah, it's that is actually a process. Unfortunately, it calls for using lead, so it's only you can only use it for the cast iron drain pipes, and you actually have to prep a day and a half before you can do that. And doing it underneath the house is not all that great.
Right?
Yep. Anywhere within 6 feet of water. So basically, your sinks, toilets, showers, water heaters, Anything within 6 feet has to be GFI, and also the first receptacle in that circuit has to be a GFI. So yeah, I do keep up on the codes. Yeah, the problem is all the things I don't like that they're trying to push are all these arc fault and ground fault breakers that you put in the breaker box. They're anywhere between $45 to $90 a piece for your breaker box. The problem is if you run with the arc faults, if you run something with a brushless motor, it trips the circuit, and a lot of people don't know that. So they think there's something wrong with the breaker. So any kind of arc that's in a motor will trip it. Yeah, toilets. Yeah, you actually have to put it together on the spot. I found out it's a lot easier than putting it together and then trying to place it on the bolts. Wow, Cliff, that's a long time. Pop on up. I'll stay up a little bit longer.
Really?
Yeah, if Cliff jumps up here. Yeah, it's actually easier to go ahead and put your wax donut on. Make sure it's super clean. Put that on there. Then you put the toilet bowl on. Get that bolted down. And then you bolt your tank on top of your bowl. It's a lot easier because you don't have to deal with all that weight. Yeah, usually with the older houses, you got the two wires. You just got the line and the load, and they don't have a ground. So the GFI only works for that receptacle and on. And yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Now, Cecilia, are you on a pure and beam or are you on a slab? There's Cliff. Hi, Cliff. How you doing?
I'm sweating my butt off.
Oh
It's
yeah, I'm sure. I do every morning when I go to work.
9
They don't-
o'clock and it's freaking 90 degrees outside. I'm also wearing 2 shirts, so that doesn't help me any.
Oh, okay. She has a basement, so that's what's going on. So she got some settling due to the pillars inside the basement.
Also, apparently got in a fight with a hair trimmer and lost.
I see that.
Yeah. Get your racing stripes back.
One always looks, it's the angle that I'm at, and I swear one always looks crooked.
Reminds me of the movie The Last of the Mohicans.
I think I need to get the other side a little higher. I don't know. I'll just shave it off one of these days. Get rid of this whole doohickey, which I hate doing.
Yeah.
Last of the Mohicans. More like Last of the Mohawkins.
Right.
Oh, I know he was lurking around. He was watering. 4 floors? Wow, that is a lot of weight.
Wait, what about, you said 4 scores
yeah,
or 4 stones? Oh. 4 floors. So I don't have my YouTube side up. StreamYard seems to be doing something weird again.
Yeah, during the Depression, yes, they would actually take those tar paper, and they would actually put it in a pipe form, and then they would tar it. It'd be several layers thick.
Poor man's piping.
Yeah, they were using that all the way into the 70s for a drain pipe.
Oh, my neighbor still has cast iron pipe right now.
No, the tar paper pipe.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna be late a couple minutes.
I'm gonna be late.
I'm gonna be late a few minutes. Yeah, she's doing a ladies' night on whose
Wine
channel?
cellar.
The wine cellar? Yeah, so on Nikki's channel.
Nikki.
So anybody who knows who Nikki the wine cellar is.
Al Chafe
I'll take.
So
Who the
like-
heck is that for 300?
and Ground.
What was that?
I said I'll take. Who is that for 300?
Another YouTube channel.
Ah,
Nikki, as far as I know, Nikki just does lives,
Yeah, that's all.
and her husband is Al Chafe. They're up in on the island. Or was it not Newfoundland? It's
Yeah.
Newfoundland, or Newfoundland for the English-speaking people. What's that baby face? It's so clean.
dude, I got tired of being all grungy. Plus,
Yeah.
it's too hot to be. It's too hot to have that much damn hair on me.
Enough of that chair.
Dude, my coworker was like shocked
Cut
today
the
because I shaved, and he's like, "How do you get like?" I told him I
Put a note
literally
on
use
it.
an electric
and
razor.
then I'm gonna crochet a top that'll go
And he
around
was,
the
like,
handles of
confused
the
as to how
doors
close I
of the
get it.
oven, so you can hang your hand towels.
Sorry about that clip. I was being distracted by the wife.
Aren't they pretty though?
Yeah, those are nice.
We're gonna go red.
Yeah, she didn't want to talk too loud about giving away what she's gonna be doing for a
Giveaway.
craft,
A giveaway.
a giveaway.
Kind of like Rebecca makes those
Okay,
hats and
yeah.
dishcloths. I'm gonna send her a set just to
Oh, okay. She's doing
give her a new idea.
she's doing hanging towels with the crochet and some fabric for the oven.
I'll do a video on it.
So how's that loofah doing?
Dude, that thing is like I'm getting it. I'm spiraling it, or at least I'm trying to spiral it around that stupid plant. Technically it's a tomato trellis, but the thing does not want to grow the way I want it to, so it keeps laying on the ledges and then growing, and I keep like moving it. So I got to keep. I don't know, but that thing is. I don't know. It's probably about 6 feet long now, 7 feet long.
Wow.
Going around that thing, or no, about 5 or 6 feet, give or take. But yeah, it's climbing up there. The other two are starting to take off real good now.
Oh, that's cool.
Will you have a watch for your giveaway?
Yes, I have watched it for my giveaway. When
You need to explain your giveaway.
Huh?
I'm making them for your giveaway.
Oh, for my giveaway?
Uh huh.
Oh, you know, for somebody else's channel. Oh, okay. Well, Molly's going to be doing stuff for my giveaway when I do 500 subscribers. So I got 2 watches I'm going to be doing, and then Molly will be doing the
My hand towel crafts.
her hand towels crafts that she's going to have for your oven, the handle on your oven.
So you can hang them and always have something to wipe your hands on.
Yeah, so someplace where you can dry your hands.
Ooh, that was unfortunate.
Wet.
We can talk about that a little bit later on when I get close to 500 subscribers.
I forgot to do something with my ants and failed to acquire a extreme amount of pointage.
Plinkage?
Points. Like pointage. Not as in like pointage, but like points. Like numerical value points.
Okay.
I made a faux pas. I forgot that I had a time limit and I was supposed to click a few things to get some extra bonus points, and I forgot to do that because I was outside for 2 hours watering my half-dead plants.
Yeah, especially with that dry wind, it sucks the water right out of them.
Hasn't even been windy. Like I had wind yesterday, but it wasn't bad. It was breezy today, but I mean, when you have 104-degree heat, that's 104-degree wind.
Oh yeah.
It's like standing in front of a heater going 40 miles an hour.
Well, like I said, you can go on to Google and you find out your evapotranspiration rate and find out exactly how much you need to water your plants. A lot of people don't understand that plants sweat.
Oh, they do. That's the fastest way to get water too. You get a tree with a whole bunch of leaves and you wrap a plastic bag around it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she wants to know if we can eye out for sale for yarn.
I don't understand.
Oh, she's looking for yarn. You know, on for like a sale on yarn.
Oh, no, I didn't find a sale. I just bought it outright.
Yeah, she just bought hers outright. She only got like one.
I got one skein
Yeah.
to do what I need to do.
Yeah, I know. We have to start the yarn all over again because of the flood 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
And
I lost all of my yarn.
Yeah, we had to throw out a whole tub of yarn. Whole tub. Looks orange tonight. Orange is color.
So, dude, currently right now my sunflower plant is about 8 feet tall and it still does not have a sunflower head on it.
Really? No, mine have already drooped over and drying up. I don't know
Man,
if I
it
was
must be nice.
giving them enough water or not.
You do realize those things require a lot of water.
Oh yeah, they do.
I water mine. I try to water mine daily.
Yeah. Well, next year I got to put in an infrastructure for sprinkler systems and drip emitters. I got no other way to do it. So I get just going out there and hand watering for, like I said, 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
Sucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially when I'll probably tap off of the mother-in-law side of that side of the garden, to water her side off of there because she's got 1-inch water line. I have 3/4. I have nowhere near the water pressure she does or the water volume.
Don't need a lot of. I mean, you probably even still do it on a 1/2 inch, but
Yeah,
I run it a little longer.
I will have to run it a lot longer. But yeah, like I said, but if I can get 4 impact sprinklers to cover each side of the garden, on hers I can have all 4 run at the same time, and I only have to put the small nozzle on and just let it water for 2 hours,
Yeah.
and it gives it enough time for it to soak in. Everybody thinks, oh, just throw in the big old giant nozzle and you just put the water out there. No, you'll actually have more runoff than you would have than the smaller nozzles.
Legs, you're pumping out more water. The ground can't absorb that water that fast.
Yep. So you use the smaller nozzle and just go out there for a longer amount of time, and you'll get a deeper penetration. So right at sunset, I can just turn the water on, let it run for 2 hours. About an hour before sunset here. That's when the shade starts on the plants, and I won't burn the plants because of all the water droplets on the leaves,
Right.
acting like a magnifying glass. It'll help cool it down right there at sunset.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I mean, you do it first thing in the morning, like before the sun peaks, and then before it gets too hot, that stuff dries off. But yeah, you do it like early in the morning and then like late in the afternoon.
Well, the problem is that in the early morning, if you run the sprinklers, you're going to get the flowers soaking wet, and they're not going to produce.
Yeah, that's true. I've noticed all my stuff is usually around between like 9 o'clock and 9:45 when all my flowers open up on my plants.
Yeah.
Except for my cantaloupe plant. That thing has the flowers on that thing are open all the time. I don't know why. It's weird.
Yeah. I was to say, well, that's pretty good. Yeah, so I'm thinking about getting the perforated what was it, the drip irrigation line for the corn next year. I just don't think I was getting enough water on that corn, even with the sprinklers. And I got very, very small ears of corn. They dried up so quickly. I'm just going to use them for reseeding next year and see how they'll do, because if they survive the first year, If I can get a couple more years, I can go to being a what do you call it? Geez, I can't think of it now. Not heritage. The organic. Whatever it is. Can't remember the name of it right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna try the drip irrigation perforated line for the corn next year.
I was gonna say you could just run soaker hose.
Well, yeah, with the perforated line, I can do a little bit better. I don't have to worry about swelling up, splitting, anything else like that.
You don't have to worry about that with a soaker hose.
Well, soaker hoses will split after a few years. I got to rebuy it.
Yeah, but drip irrigation, you're gonna have to do the same thing after a while anyway, because that stuff's gonna get brittle in the sun.
Yeah.
Probably last You'll probably have a shorter ground life than the soaker hose.
Yeah. But yeah, as soon as the corn grows, it's going to be in the shade. Our problem here is it's not only that, it's competing with the grass for the water. So that might have been a thing too as well. But yeah, the better seeds that I planted from Seeds of Change, I'm getting a lot better looking plant than I am with the those cheapy seeds.
The Seeds of Change ones, those are the ones that came in the Mylar bags?
Yes. I got far better performance in the plants.
Nice.
Pardon?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, the pan squashes went absolutely. I'm sorry to say this, but they went ape shit. It just took over the garden.
More beans.
For beans.
The little black turtle shelling beans. I'm sticking them into this tin, so when I get a full tin, I'll have roughly about the same amount that came in a bag. Actually, to be dead honest, what I've got right here is almost about half what's in that bag. Oh, by the way, Jason, quick question.
Yes.
Is it still open?
What?
Or sorry, is it still closed?
Oh yeah, it's still sealed.
I had to ask before I forgot. That is the live running joke. Yeah.
Yep. Still sealed.
You know what would be really even funnier? Get some melted wax and just dip that sucker in the wax.
I have thought about that.
Just to do it like makers, which is hilarious.
Yeah. Well, if I still had my class ring, I'd just imprint that in the top of it.
Actually, just get a big old freaking piece of like 1 inch, 1.25 inch or 1 inch heat shrink and stick that sucker on there and heat shrink that bastard on there.
I have it at work, but I'm not paying $16 for it.
To be dead honest, I don't think I've ever seen heat shrink over like half an inch.
No, I have them so you can put the butt connector on there for number 3/0 wire.
Okay.
Problem is, for one of those is $17.
Ooh, no thanks.
Yeah,
Too
that's
rich
heat.
for my blood.
And if you have to do 4 wires, it's expensive.
Just wire in general is expensive.
Okay, hold on. Cecilia's going crazy with the typing there.
You got shrink tubing up to. Where'd you get 3-inch shrink tubing, Blake? Because I've never seen that even in a hardware store.
Well, like I said, what does Blake do for a living?
Drink Bud Light.
No, I'm being serious, because he knew about blue staking. I don't know if he does repairs, because that's what it sounds like. When somebody severs a line, he's got to go out there and repair it.
Yeah, I think he's an electrical repair technician. Because when we were at the campsite, he was talking about being up in that boom like 80 feet when the power's out and it's dark as shit and you can't see nothing.
Oh yeah, I'm totally familiar with that. No, I used to go up there and take care of the all the um, all the oh shoot the beehives up in trees, up in um, power poles, light poles, street poles.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna be doing that at 9 o'clock at night when there ain't no sun. 'Cause you don't get stung by no bee.
No, I got a suit on. I actually prefer to do it while it's still dark in the morning, because then I can get the whole colony.
That's true because they don't fly when there's no light.
Mm-hmm. So I'd be out there 5 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, Blake, explain exactly what it is that you actually do. Okay. So he builds coaxial cable lines in the air and underground. Okay, so communications then.
Yeah, that's what it is. Contact.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know why we call it coaxial, but we do.
It's going to be a long night
For you or for me?
for me. See,
Oh.
there is your sandwich.
My sandwich? Okay, I see it.
That's for your snack tomorrow.
Leave a note.
What?
Leave a note.
Well, then starve.
Out
You
of,
know
out of
where
sight,
it's-
out of mind.
when you go to pack your lunch, you know where it's
Yeah.
at.
I'll try to remember it. Okay, so he builds them. Now, do you go out there and put them in, install them, or you just build them?
It says the transfer boxes or the relay boxes. He builds those things, internet and cable.
Yeah, like I said, in the first hour of the video, I did blue staking and how to do it, how to call, what you need, the steps that are involved.
Anyway, was Colin in here today?
Nope.
Nope.
That little turd. He even said he was going to be here yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Same bat time, different bat channel, he said.
Normally, I'm over there on Brussels channel. I friggin' didn't even think about that. Totally forgot.
Yeah, so he installs and builds the whole 9 yards. Okay, that'd be cool to see a video on that. See how it actually works, and what you need. If your company will let you, yeah. So it gets an idea of how much work goes into something
Yeah.
that everybody takes for granted. I guess only the tech geeks would find that appealing, like me.
Right.
I like to see how stuff works.
Tomorrow you're having a roast beef sandwich and a wedge salad for lunch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
I'll definitely be home for that. Okay.
Dying over here. But not really.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Whose phone number?
I don't know what the phone
Cecilia.
number is. I guess that's premium tweets.
Not a bright idea to broadcast your phone number on a live stream in a
I
chat.
think it's Walmart.
Or is that like the item number or something like that? It could be.
Oh, okay, that's okay. So she's well. That might be at your Walmart in Canada, but we might not necessarily have the same stuff here at our WalMarts. Oh, it's a product number. Okay. Looked like a phone number to me. I was like, yeah, nope.
Yep.
It's actually pretty close.
Aside from the one, that's exactly how many numbers are in a phone number.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, a lot of ours we don't have the 10 codes. I think ours only goes to 8 right now for Lowe's. But yeah, the item number is same on the internet and around the world as it is inside the store.
It's not my phone number.
Grace, do it. I dare you. Just dial 1 5.
Well, I want to call that number and see who answers.
5 5. Watch it randomly be like a suicide hotline number. Oh, never mind. Oh, that just reminded me of an old phone number that I will never ever dial again.
I don't know. I've never tried to call my old number that I grew up with. This who has it now.
3099. Jenny's not here.
Nine at the end, Blake.
Nobody's here except for like 5 of us that are here.
Blake.
Yeah.
Blake.
But still, people will watch it because of the thumbnail I put on there.
811.
Yeah.
811.
Well, did you read the title?
Partially.
The contractor killed my internet. I figured somebody would pop in. Contractor killed my internet.
Yeah, I'm shocked that actually happened. If they're doing construction or digging, that company should have done the exact same thing.
They did not do it.
I bet you somebody got fired.
Oh, more than fired.
They call me Mr. Blackass.
Like I said, that was one of the things I discovered. The operator is totally at fault too as well because
They
he
should
should
know
have
better.
known better.
Yep, should have called the foreman to make sure that something was, that it was all kosher to dig in that spot. Even if you don't have markings, you bring it up with your foreman to make sure that that's where you're supposed to dig. And
yeah,
they are the ones that need to check where they have to dig.
Okay, the bags that
Jenny makes.
Yeah.
Instead of crocheting, she can knit them.
Oh wow. I said we'll see. I wouldn't mind seeing some of those. So, yeah.
It's got a ways to go before 500.
Oh yeah, but yeah, if she made a couple, like 1 or 2 of them, and posted them on Facebook, I'll repost them on Facebook so I can see them. I would look at
face
because I know she's on Facebook. But yeah, just as far as I know, they took out our full-on. I'm not sure how far south they hit it, but I know it knocked out our whole northern end of the county. And from what I understand, the county north of us took out the south end of that one, and to our east.
Man,
yeah,
it's crazy how one cable takes out that much phone line.
Yeah, no, they took out the internet line.
Man,
Fiber optic.
that's what it took them 3 hours to figure out where the break was and 9 hours to fix it.
Oh, the break is right where the damn backhoe operator dug a hole and ripped a line out. It would look like a funky looking
They
root.
didn't tell on themselves. Obviously, it took them 3 hours to find the break.
Yep. So they probably hit it and they ran. Because I know in Arizona, if you hit a fiber optic line and it was not blue staked, that was automatically $10,000 fine. That was automatic. There. It didn't matter what size line you hit.
That's rough, but you got to learn not to hit stuff with your backhoe if you're not in an area you should be in.
3 minutes. You have to start getting ready for bed.
Yeah, I know. I got to get off here in about 3 minutes, folks.
No worries.
You know what? I don't really have a color anymore. You know, I do like green. Not money green. I like plant green.
I like money green.
As a favorite color, no, not me. I don't like money green. I just like natural green.
I like the drawstrings.
Yeah. Little drawstrings. Yeah, I can put little doohickeys and knickknacks in there. Almost like a pine tree green sometimes, or
Dark green is
tree
nice.
Green. Huh?
Dark green would be nice.
Yeah.
That's my favorite colors, dark green or like hunter.
Yeah, hunter green. Yeah.
I love hunter green.
Fluorescent green, no.
Unless you're hunting.
Hunter green, dark green, forest green, they're all different, slightly different shades of green.
Well, everybody used to think that my favorite color was safety orange, and it wasn't.
No, that's just the color you're forced to wear when you work.
That was the color of my uniform. I just happened to get a hat that matched.
Safety orange right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's the cheapest shirt in the freaking Walmart
Well,
store.
the reason why I always got the safety orange hat, it was the widest brim hat I can find on the market, which was a 5-inch brim.
Keeps you from getting crispy.
Oh yeah, like I said, all the other hats I can find were all like a 4-inch.
Ooh, a whole inch.
No.
Jason.
I
1
have
inch.
fedoras. I have several fedoras, different colors, camouflage too.
Well, say
I think
goodnight.
Camouflage.
Well, folks, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight. I did go 2.5 hours tonight. I do have to go to work in the morning.
Yep.
We will see Cliff tomorrow.
Sober, hopefully.
Yeah, I hope early enough. Hope you get your watering done tomorrow.
Hopefully it won't take me as long. No, I got here this late because I did not want to deal with traffic.
That's good to see you.
Trying to drive home because everything's down to one lane and they're doing construction for like half a mile. They're actually not even doing that. It's like 4 blocks worth of construction, but it causes a traffic jam all the way to the highway.
Yeah, it's going to back up, especially during rush hour. Yeah, our rush hour here in this town is like, what, 10 minutes?
Wish I had that.
On a bad day, yeah.
On a bad day. Usually you might have to wait for 3 cycles on the light.
Say goodnight.
All right, good night, everybody.
Take care,
Have a
Jason.
wonderful
Molly.
night.
See you guys.
Bye.
See you
See
tomorrow.
everybody tomorrow. That's going to be over on Cliff's channel. Hopefully he'll be here. If not, I'll keep harassing him. I'll call him.
Okay.
All right.
Love you all.
All right, love you all. Have a good night. Stay safe out there.
Peace. Gluten-free